New testimony captivates the courtroom on day 12 of the Dr. Corasanti trial. Good evening. A senior investigator drew a more chilling picture of that deadly summer night.
He says Dr. Corasanti's car was going more than 45 miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone when it struck Alexandria Rice. News 4's Luke Moretti is live outside Erie County Court tonight. Luke?
Day 12 of the Corasanti trial here in Erie County Court, and as you mentioned, an accident reconstruction expert from the Amherst Police Department back on the witness stand today. Jurors heard a lot of technical material from him. Amherst Police senior investigator Robert McMahon was back on the witness stand in the Dr. James Corasanti manslaughter trial. He testified that Corasanti's vehicle was traveling between 46 and 53 miles per hour when Alexandria Rice was struck last summer. The speed limit on that stretch of Heim Road is 35 miles per hour. McMahon also told jurors that the impact on Rice, who was riding a longboard at the time, was at a low vault angle. The impact, he said, propelled her 167 feet. The 16-year veteran police officer testified that Rice would not have been struck if Corasanti remained in his lane of travel. Defense attorney Tom Burton, during cross-examination of McMahon, asked if there was any evidence of Corasanti's vehicle swerving. "There are no tire marks on that roadway," McMahon responded. Burton, "No evidence that Jim Corasanti swerved?" "There were no tire marks," the investigator told the jury. Burton also questioned McMahon about his calculations contained in the accident reconstruction report. He pointed out that not one of the formulas used by McMahon involved a skateboard, which Rice was riding that night. Dr. Corasanti is on trial for manslaughter, leaving the scene, and tampering with physical evidence. Now, I'm here with attorney Terry Connors. He's representing the Rice family in a civil matter against Dr. Corasanti. Thanks for joining us. I know you were in the courtroom for most of the day today. A lot of technical material coming from this accident reconstruction expert. Is the jury taking that in?
Well, it's evident that the prosecution is closing down their case because they are now lumping all the scientific evidence in at the end, thereby forgetting that they won't lose the attention of the jury. But it's highly thick, dense, technical stuff. It's tough to digest, but it's there, and it's going into the evidence today.
Under cross-examination today, Tom Burton was asking this expert, the accident reconstruction expert, about was there any evidence that the Corasanti vehicle swerved? And he asked him that a couple of times and came back and said, well, there were no tire marks, and perhaps, you know, when I spoke to the grand jury, I should have used a different word than swerve. I should have said something else. What are they getting at, the defense lawyers, with that?
Well, there's two things. One is whether or not the testimony is consistent with the testimony at the grand jury hearing, and secondly, they're looking at the precise actions of the driver at the time. Does the swerve indicate that he should have been looking and seeing what was there to be seen? Does the swerve indicate that there was an evasive action taken? Does it mean that there was some ability to see that 360 feet down the road? These are all issues that have been created for the jury to consider and ponder when they take this case into their jury deliberation room.
Terry, thank you very much. We appreciate your time. You're going to join us again at 6 o'clock in just about an hour from now. Testimony of the trial just wrapped up a few minutes ago because we saw people coming out of the building here. Obviously, they're going to take the day off tomorrow. They normally do on Wednesdays because the judge in the case will hear other cases on the calendar. But coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to hear more about this accident reconstruction expert talking about the skateboard that Alex Rice was riding on the night this happened. For now, we're live at Erie County Court in downtown Buffalo. Luke Moretti, News 4 at 5.